Hello, my name's Bill Crane. I attended the 2014 Fasting and Feasting Retreat in Costa Rica sponsored by Food and Sport. Um, I signed up for that because I had a lump on my right breast, and that was a concern to me. I did not have it tested by doctors at that time. If it was malignant, I didn't want them taking a biopsy and poking it with needles and breaking the protective sac that the body puts around it. And if it was benign, then it didn't need to be tested anyway. So at that point, I signed up for the fasting and feasting retreat. I went to Costa Rica and I fasted for 32 days. Very difficult. I was a high school, remember, I'm a retired high school teacher. I now live in Hawaii. As you can see behind me, I'm in the kitchen area. Um, the I have a degree in technology, and I also have a degree in physical education. I was a high school and college athlete, and I got to say by far that fasting is probably the most difficult physical and mental challenge that I've faced. It's not an easy task to fast, and the recovery is even more difficult. At the end of my fasting experience, the lump in my breast is gone, and I got to consider that a pretty good thing. I have fasted before. A couple of years ago, I fasted 26 days because I was having trouble with the gallbladder, a little bit of difficulty with the gallbladder, and I fasted, and I have no more difficulty with that. It's been several, like I said, several years, and there's been no problem with that at all. I did hear on the internet things going back and forth about what really happened in Costa Rica to certain fasters, and I don't. All I can attest to is my personal experience. It was difficult, but like I said, it was came out with a good result. Um, and unless you were there, you really don't know what was going on either. So it just kind of turns into what one person says and what another person says, and back and forth. So that seems a little difficult for me to draw any kind of judgments on if I don't really know what went on. Um, my experience was, like I said, good. Came out with a good result. I had no difficulty ever getting a hold of Doug Graham and talking to him. And I found that he listened and he heard everything that I said. We sat on the steps many times and had conversations, sometimes about the fasting and sometimes about something else. So I found no difficulty communicating with Doug and him communicating back to me what he thought. The, uh, the thing is, supervisors sometimes push and stretch people, and sometimes that looks harsh or cruel. Um, Having coached athletic teams myself, I know that sometimes you get judged because you've pushed people, and they're a little uncomfortable with that. They don't like being pushed. And I'm not trying to minimize anything. I don't know what happened to other people. I did talk to other fasters. I did encourage them when I could. I did try to be there for when I could. I'm not trying to make light of anything. All I'm saying is I had a good experience, and I think the good benefits that come out of something should be taken into account as well as other factors. Um, I got along with all the other fasters, and I was very happy to be there. Um, but sometimes it's difficult. The last 4 days of my fast um, became very difficult. Even drinking water became a problem. I was getting nauseous just drinking water. So um, things happen, and they're not fun. Recovery was even more difficult. I don't know if you've been to Costa Rica, but everything's either up or down in Costa Rica. So beginning to get my strength back and trying to exercise and work my muscles and get them to do what they needed to do became very difficult. I got encouragement from Doug Graham. I got encouragement from the interns and from the other staff people that were there. And it did take me about 6 months to recover, to feel like I was back to where I was in full capacity again. Like I said, I've done a lot of things. I've played football in high school and wrestling in high school and college, and those are difficult, but obviously fasting is, I consider, one of the more difficult things I've ever done. I feel healthy now. I now run. I can run a 5K, and I'm working up to a marathon. I hope to run one. I will run one in 2015. I can climb coconut trees. I can go out and cut cane grass with a machete for 4 hours at a time. So I feel like I'm in pretty good physical shape for being a 65-year-old man. And so the fasting retreat has given me a, a new look at life, and I appreciate that. And I've become a new grandfather, and I'm glad to be around to see my new grandchild. So I just want to say thank you to Doug for the fasting retreat, and I want to say thank you to you for listening to this video.